Aries, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle, Aries. Today we're taking a look at how this Mars retrograde will affect you. How it's going to affect you. We're going to look at two specific areas. Number one, love, connections overall. And then number two, finances and career for you, Aries, okay? Some of you may be wondering what Mars retrograde is. Some say Mars retrograde can be a time for deep introspection. It could be a time for emotional healing and growth. This could also be a time of readjusting routines and realigning and reevaluating friendships. That could also mean, in this case, we're talking about finances and business. It could be business partnerships. This is also a time where conflict could be coming up to be resolved, and just basically expressing your desires, Aries. Definitely a time to be graceful with yourself, giving yourself permission to pull back and take the rest that you need, processing thoughts, reflection, redirecting your energy back towards yourself to nurture yourself. And then, even to nurture the close connections that you may have right now. Overall, it's really being gentle and having lots of grace on yourself, Aries. Some say that this is really a time to avoid initiating conflict or trying to force resolutions, or during this Mars retrograde, because this Mars retrograde, being that it's in Mars, this is really highlighting action, this very masculine energy, aggressive energy. Mars has been known to be to incite wars and wheel. It's like a battle of the wheels as well. And so when Mars is in retrograde, we may feel, stifled in some ways in areas. We also could feel as if what it is that we're trying to do, like trying to get things kick-started, trying to get inspired, might be difficult. And so we might find that we're having to add a little bit more oomph, to getting things going. This retrograde actually started on the 6th of December in the sign of Leo. And so it's very fiery energy. Around the 6th of January, it's going to transition over into Cancer. And then it'll end in Cancer as well on February 26th. And so during this time, we're going to take a look at the energies coming towards you around love and money. Okay, I'm working really hard to shorten these videos, and so I'm going to try to just really read through this really quickly and just really be open to get the energy out as quickly as I can. Okay, Aries. This for you might be a time to slow down and not feel like you have to do everything, right? This is a time that allows you to actually enjoy things being a little bit more passive, like the production being a little bit more slow, so that this might open up opportunity for you to create and to focus on your creativity and the things that you love, the pleasure of what you're doing, kind of to slow down and kind of savor the moments that you find you're enjoying yourself. This is also a time where you're being encouraged to seek like encouragement and inspiration, and rediscovering those things that you are passionate about. I feel like by the end of this retrograde for you, Aries, you're going to definitely feel very aligned, and your outlook is going to be renewed, and you're going to, feel really good about it overall. Okay. Okay, so for the sake of time, I did pull out all of my cards. I'm using my Tarot of the Heart for love. And we have the Lovers here, Charity, and the Emperor. Okay, so taking a look at this particular time in love for you, Aries, I do feel like this is going to be, it's going to be a time of true love for some, major decisions around love and connections for others. When I look at the Lovers card, as you can see, right, it's the epitome of connection and like true love, right? And then you see Cupid up there at the top shooting the arrow down. Someone may in fact be falling in love or realizing you're in love right now. I feel like that's the first energy that I get from the Lovers card, this presence of true love. And this particular time may in fact highlight that energy for you to where you're really enjoying yourself. And this enjoyment really is kind of like allowing you to feel at home within yourself with this other person. Like not feeling like you have to hide any part of yourself. This is almost like having this very pure essence of love. Yeah. And so for some of you, that's what I'm getting. And the Lovers is in the sign of Gemini, the twins, right? And so this is bringing the energy through Gemini of beauty, of passion, and for some of decision. This might spark on, important decisions that you'll be making in love, where some of you will be moving into a deeper level of commitment, a deeper level of love. Your bonds will become stronger with your partner, and it's going to be beautiful. It's almost going to be blissful for you. Now that may cause a little trouble whenever I get the Lovers in this card. I don't know if someone's going to be fighting for your attention. It's one thing to fall in love. It's another thing to make peace with relationships that no longer get all of your attention, Aries. Right? And so be graceful. Understand that there's dynamics about your life that's changing. And not everyone may take that easy, right? You're a very attractive person, Aries. And so everybody wants to be a part of your life. And so when you decide to go into like a commitment, a deeper bond with someone, that takes away from parts of you that you were sharing with other people. And so, be graceful, understand that there is a transition that you're making deeper into love, but it's taking away parts of yourself from other people. And so that may bring in a little bit of conflict here with the Lovers. For some of you that are not yet with your partner, this does feel like divine love. This puts you in the energy of meeting that soulmate, that whoever that is. And if you're just like in the friend zone, right, this may flourish into something more for you. But this requires for you to actually walk away from the past. You may be needing to walk away from something in order to actually have what it is that you desire. And I feel like the energy of love is going to be really strong and desired, right? More of it. So it was clarified by the Six of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords, right? Which kind of describes what I just said. Number one, there's going to be this sharing, of things, of energy, of passion, where both of you benefit with the Six of Pentacles. This is reciprocal. So whoever this person you're dealing with, there is this reciprocal energy that's coming forth here. It's not one-sided, right? Whatever the situation is, it's very balanced and reciprocal, where both of you are probably going to be feeling like the same about each other, because the Six of Pentacles is really about balance. It's about bringing back what you're giving out and giving out what you're pulling in. It's reciprocal energy. And so, and it's all about sharing too. It's about sharing too. Now, sixes is about, reminds me of coming home to self, but this may even be you realizing the benefit that you bring to others' lives. Yeah. And being open to share that when it comes to love. So that could even extend past your personal romantic relationships. You may be in a position to help others around you in sharing that love, or you may be led, or there may be something that moves you to open up and share with those that may be less fortunate. Yeah. Now, with the Knight of Swords, this is a little bit, as I was saying, there may be some conflict around you as you are diving deeper into relationships. So the Nine of Swords really talk about worry, feeling rejected, lonely or undervalued for some. But I think what sticks out for me, for you, Aries, is the feeling rejected part. Again, I feel like there are those that may not take you no longer being available, right? It may cause a little bit of friction there, a little bit of worry, a little bit of rejection. And as people watch you, just really embellish your love life. But don't let it get to your heart, right? They're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. And each of us have a decision to make. We can't live for other people, and other people can't live for us. This may also lead into having discussions about the transition that happened and why you're no longer just readily available, the way you used to be. It's almost like there is a need to make a decision about what is really most important at this point. And Spirit is really saying that it is this connection, this divine connection, okay? So this may in fact place you under like a mental stress as well. And so talking it out and communicating, so that you can get peace about it, if you feel this energy, may be something that would be beneficial. But this is how this love energy is going to impact your life here for Mars retrograde. Okay. So for some of you also, I feel like this time, again, is a time of, I think for you, Aries, when it comes to love, there could be things that some of you will be over concerned about or over worried about that might land you like in this sleepless nights type of energy, wondering if you're doing too much, possibly even feeling unappreciated in certain types of ways, not necessarily with romance, but with your connections in general, right? There's the energy of feeling like you are not being taken seriously, or, the things that you have done, you're feeling taken for granted. And that might, in fact, land you in the energy of just being worried about how things are going to turn out or what's going on the other side. It's one of the other things that the Lovers brings out is the energy of needing to really stay balanced within self. And what's being highlighted here is the masculine energy during this time is very active, wanting to go and fix and do and straighten out. It's even a little bit aggressive too, and so to keep those things in mind, the energy that's coming out may be very important because it may determine how you react to any situation that you find yourself in, okay? It's all about balance with the Lovers and the Six of Pentacles too. It's saying balance for me. And so instead of just allowing your masculine to take charge and, to just try to be in control, for those of you that understand, we all have both masculine and feminine energies. And it's a balance, keeping them both kind of in place. There's a time where the masculine does need to step forward and take charge. There's a time where the feminine needs to, allow that energy to be precedent, And so I feel like understanding the energies that are going to be highlighting during this time is very aggressive masculine energy. This may also be a time where it might be beneficial because this is going to impact you strongly and make you want to fix things or do something to make it right. It might also be a time to consider taking a moment and allowing the feminine energy to balance out this strong masculine energy that's coming in right now. And that might look like, instead of going and trying to fix it, just kind of sit back and let things play out, right? Or if you feel the conflict rising, just sit back and stay cool. Allow that person to come to you, wait for that person to come to you. Things like that, occupy your feminine energy. Be aware of how you're responding. Now, how it's going to manifest, I feel like with Charity here, is going to be that I do feel like during this time, even though this has come up as, for some of you, a worry, right? There's some level of worry around you feeling appreciated and valued, but the Charity says that it's going to manifest in you being valued, right? You being recognized as someone who displays this level of unconditional love for others. And because of that, there is a place that people naturally have in their heart for you. They don't see you as just common Joe or everyday Mary, they actually see you as actually someone. I feel like there's a reverence here, a virtue here around you, that there's something very special about you and how you see and connect with people, how you love people. Because when I look at the Charity is all about virtue. It's all about heart and revealing what's in your heart and being passionate. This is very Venusian and Aphrodite type of love with a twist of virtue, theological virtue. It's not so much passionate driven, but it is connected with the heart. And even with her hand on her heart, let me show you the card again. Her hand is on her heart, which tells you she's very much concerned with the heart. And her hand being on her heart and then the other hand extended, right? There's this gesture of giving, of offering something. And so it really does feel a little bit sacred is the word. It feels a little sacred. And so there's so much in this that just really says you're not just, common, and the community, actually holds space for you. And so when it comes to family, the family that you have and the community that you're a part of, there's this generosity, and nurturing that happens in the interactions that you have. And it's dependable, right? It's very loyal energy that you're connected to. And so how this is going to manifest, this may in fact show you ways that to calm your nerves or the worries that you are in fact valued. This is coming out as an energy of manifesting this. And so, this love and this passion and this charity that you share, right, that brings such, happiness to others, especially close friends, relatives, and children. I feel like that's going to be returned to you during this time. You're going to manifest that back. Because this kind of love that you are actually experiencing and sharing is very mature, right? It's not superficial, but it's mature and, it's long term. And authentic, And so I feel like, especially if you are in relationships, this could speak of your personal relationships, romantic, but it can also speak of your general connections as well, how you affect people, and in turn, what you have coming back. This is what is manifesting for you during this time. So you may have people just coming to you, letting you know how much you mean to them and how important of a role you've played in their lives. This, for me, feels very mature. You could, for those of you that are in relationship or you're looking, you could be attracting you could have an older mate or attracting someone that's older, someone who is very evolved in how they look at the world, and someone who is very mature when it comes to value, when it comes to relating to people, and when it comes to understanding, what life is about. This feels like someone very evolved. Now, the cards that came out to clarify charity, which is not, I'm not even surprised these came out for you, Aries, the Empress and the Magician. Because again, this is what you are manifesting. This is what you are attracting back to you. And the Empress is very magnetic. This energy that she carries, it just draws people. She's like a magnet for love, and so, but it's a mutual energy. Everything that she puts out, that's why she's a magnet, because everything that she's sending out is reverberating back to her, right? It's the energy that's being carried here, and it's a mutual affection, a mutual trust. And for some of you, the Empress does mean you are about to add on to your family tree. This may manifest as a pregnancy, and so The Empress really does talk about what I was just describing with the Charity, like manifesting this beautiful energy. The Empress is many times related to Mother Earth and the divine feminine, the creator of all life, right? And she's a master in her lane when it comes to creation and life on all levels. And so, and that goes for, procreation. It goes for creating the perfect situation. Like everywhere she goes, she creates beauty. Like, it's creating this level of comfort and happiness when it comes to home, and she can step into any place and make it beautiful. It's that kind of energy. And while the High Priestess talks about this very cosmic, internal connection and spiritual power, the Empress actually is really connected to the material world and our choices outwardly, right? She's connected to nature. All of the Empress cards that I see, she's always out in nature. She has created her throne out where things grow, where there is the unlimited potential for growth. That's where she lives. That's her domain. And so I feel like what this is saying here is that there is this mutual energy that you are a part of, and everything that you've put out, you're actually drawing that back in because of the energy that you carry, the energy that you sit in. That's how it's going to manifest. Like the fact that you love unconditionally, that's what you're manifesting during this time, this Empress energy. And there's an authority that she carries when it comes to femininity, and it's almost like there is all of this information that she is feeding and, filtering through her ability to care and nurture and support others, and bringing this energy of just the best for everybody. Not only one, but she's concerned about all. And so that's the energy that's coming towards you. And so there's no need, even though I know that came out with the Nine of Swords, feeling unappreciated or possibly just taken for granted or undervalued. But I feel like that's what is going to be demonstrated to you during this time. And it's also understanding sometimes when we do something for someone, it's important to understand that that thing that you did may not always come back from the person that you did for. Like you can do something for somebody that may not be able to reciprocate that energy. Nevertheless, because you sowed it, it's coming back. It may come back in a whole nother way. Nevertheless, it will always return. And so for you, Aries, just think of all of the good things that you've done, right? This may in fact be a time where Spirit is like pouring out double portions over you. This is a time where you are going to be like manifesting and magnifying all these good things around love, around this mutual affection that you have with those that are connected with you. Whatever it is that you are in love with and fascinated by, that's what you're drawing in to yourself. And that's the thing that's actually, I feel like, is going to lift any worry that you may be feeling during this time. Yeah. And again, I'm getting the energy of someone possibly even manifesting a pregnancy. I have this egg down here. So if that's you, then that may in fact be what you are pulling in during this time. Now, on the other hand, we have the very energy of manifestation. So what is it that you want right now, Aries? I feel like that is in fact what is going to be manifesting for you during this time with the Magician. Because the Magician pulls in, this is such a beautiful energy right here. The Magician pulls in like whatever it is that he wants. And in this case, since we're talking about love, this is like a strong spiritual connection possibly that some of you are pulling in. And it could be very much connected to intuition too. And so this lets us know, for whoever you are that's resonating with this reading, Spirit is letting you know that you are responsible for everything that you're pulling towards you. All this good that's going to come towards you, all of these desires that are being manifested is because you are manifesting them. And if you don't know, you understand that you have everything that you need to actually do it, to pull it towards you, to manifest it. And the Magician is like an expert, right, when it comes to manifesting. And this could, in fact, be letting you know what you want wants you. All you have to do is put that energy out there. This may be a time where you're a super attractor, Aries, because the Empress is magnetic, and then the Magician, she's magnetic by nature. The Magician is magnetic by mastery. That's what he does. So you may, in fact, be just pulling stuff in. You might be in a season of high magnetism. Like you may be a super attractor. So I would dare you to even try it during this Mars retrograde. You may be just manifesting really easy and quickly too. It doesn't get any more plain than this for me. And so this may even, since we're talking about manifesting, let's just call it what it is. You may be actually realizing some power that you have during this time. And it may be connected with your intuition. And you may be able to actually mix that with your practical knowledge with the Empress here. Because the Empress is talking about practicality. And so you may be able to mix that and manifest with it, right? So there's some power that's going to be very high for you during this time. It also may be a time to be careful what you're thinking too, because again, there's laws that govern our powers, right? And so understand that everything that we manifest and everything that we sow, we have to reap. And so make sure you're being responsible with that power, Aries. Yeah. This also may place you in an energy of being a little bit bold and being out and doing things that you may not normally do. And just drawing in on your abilities and your talents that are going to be successful during this time. I feel like with you, what's going to manifest outwardly during this time when it comes to love is like everything that you really desire in this time. You may see those things come up, you know, and it could be things that you've waited for a while. This may be the season that those things come into fruition. I like this. So the Emperor, what is that saying? Because Spirit is saying, this is the advice that Spirit is giving you. And the Emperor is here. Now, the Emperor is really about stability. It's about being stable, being balanced. This is really the archetype of a father, right? So it's masculine energy, it's authoritative energy, and it's leadership energy as well. And this energy from the Emperor, it really is about stability. It's a number 4. The 4s are about foundation and stability and groundedness. It's also about reason, like understanding on a very high level. And as you can see, there's a level of authority here. This orb that he's carrying, this scepter, is something that shows that he has a level of power and status, right? And he also has a little shield I'm seeing here with an eagle on it. And this is almost like protection, right? A shield is like protection, and which goes back to that masculine energy of fatherhood or paternalism. And so he's in Aries. He's in Aries, and he is in fact ruled by Mars, the planet of war. Like I was saying, there's something about this for you, Aries, that's going to place you right in your element. And it feels like you're going to be super powerful when it comes to attracting and manifesting and magnetizing what it is that you want, because you're in your element. Now I see. And incidentally, too, this is the counterpart to the Empress, which came out here. And so this is actually leaning in towards your partner, or the fact that you could be some kind of parent of some kind. But I feel like in the advice, Spirit is actually drawing in for you to understand your responsibilities. Your responsibilities, yeah. And to seek things like security when it comes to love. This is not a time to be like looking to be, emotional roller coaster type of energy or being risky. Like Spirit is asking you to seek security and steadfastness, like seek things that are sure when it comes to love and your partnerships and your connections. If you do that, they'll grow in the right way. They'll flourish. Because the Emperor is all about order. The Emperor is about tradition, right? And so Spirit is letting you know this is where you're going to be successful. If you seek things that are traditional, that are predictable, and not worry about excitement right now. That's not what's important, right? Many of us can't really find, the partners that we need because we're looking for something specific. Like we have a type. I've heard that a lot. I have a type. But, and that may or may not work for you, right? So if you're someone that needs a lot of excitement, this may not actually be aligned for the right relationship to flourish for you. That would be compatible for you. Because with the Emperor, Spirit is saying that excitement is not really what you might benefit from when it comes to connections and relationships. And in fact, that should probably be something low on your agenda. But the energy of steadfastness and security, like things that are sure. They may not be exciting. He may not be exciting, right? He may not be causing you to have butterflies every time you see him like the other people did that didn't really turn out to be what they said they were, right? The fleeting type of love that comes and goes really fast. This is something different that Spirit is asking you to take a look at, right? I don't know if you have someone, for some of you that are looking for love, or maybe you are already in love, and this is something that is a little bit different. Like, he don't give you butterflies like the other ones did. Well, it is different. And because it's different, the result and the ending is going to be different too, because this person carries a different quality. And so I don't know who this is for, but excitement is not where it's at, right? And just because you don't have butterflies, that doesn't mean that that's not the one. This person that doesn't give you butterflies is the one that's going to do everything under the sun to make you happy. This person is going to be the one that will bring you the moon. She will be the one, right, to create that happy home for you. You place that energy where it needs to go. This would be a person who is great for business advice too. And yeah, it's very faithful and loyal. And will definitely be a protector as well. If you're looking for love, this might be what Spirit is saying. If you're already in a relationship, Spirit could be saying this too, right? And so it's clarified with the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. This is thinking about things in a new light, a new revelation, a new understanding of what will actually bring the result that you desire. Because the Ten of Pentacles is a secure family life, securing a legacy, right? So yeah, no, he may not be, quick-tongued and know how to take you from 0 to 10, but that may not be what establishes legacies either, right? That type of stuff may be very quickly fleeting, right? Spirit is saying that this is something different. This is new. This is rising above those little small, things that you consider misalignments with what you want. This is about healing those things. Sometimes we wonder, why do I keep choosing the same type of person just in a different body, right? Because there's healing that needs to be done. And until we do that healing, that person is going to keep showing up. And so Spirit is saying there's something new coming in. There's something new, and there's a need to rise above adversity or anything that you consider adversity when it comes to the connections, when it comes to what it is that we've envisioned that we need that will be compatible or suitable, right? There's something new about that. Thinking about it in a new way with this Ace of Swords. Yeah, for some of you, you're definitely with your person. This is the person that's going to take it to the end and roll it till the wheels roll off. This is your person. And this may be someone who is actually well off. That's very established too, with this Ten of Pentacles. may have lots of money. I'm going to just keep it real. And this could be money that came in, not necessarily from something he did. This may even be, wealth that he acquired from someone else too. Yeah. Or this person may end up getting some kind of inheritance, something like that. There's something about wealth here or money. And so the advice here around this Ten of Pentacles is look possibly for other attributes, not shallow aspects of a person. Things like, I don't know why that keeps coming up. Does he give me butterflies? That's coming up for a reason. But the more important question is he faithful? Is she a peacemaker? Is she able to create peace in a home? Is she able to, be faithful? Yeah. Is she trustworthy? Is she able to reciprocate the love that I give? Because this is a two-part thing here that I'm seeing. There's something to do with inheritance that Spirit is bringing up here in the advice. Yeah. And so this is emotional health too, coming along here. And so in the advice, I do feel like Spirit is asking you to look a little deeper at this. I don't know if someone is considering getting married, and Spirit is advising you to look a little deeper, look a little closer, and weigh the qualities or the characteristics of the person that you're considering. There's something here about that, about quality with this Ten of Pentacles, because it has everything to do too with family too and legacy. Like when you take a look at the mother and the father and the sister and the brother on that side, what's the reflection that you see? This may even have something to do with the father, right? There's something here about legacy and family and taking a deeper look at what's there. Like, what is the family relationships like? Is there a relationship? Or, because there's some, I don't know. So I'm just going to leave that there. Also, we have the Ace of Swords, which is inviting in this new way of looking at things when it comes to love and connections, right? Any adversity that would rise, we're rising above it. We're transcending that and looking forward to healing. This is a new beginning possible for someone. Spirit is saying, look again. See a different way of looking at it. There's some new idea that's coming in here, and there's some clarity that's coming in too around this. And so whatever the issue, that comes up around this, you'll get clarity around this. Spirit is saying, just look higher. Yeah. And so being that it's coupled with Pentacles, right? There's something in when it comes to like finances, or there's something when it comes to family, something in the physical aspect here to be examined. Don't just be carried away with the money or with the shallow things, okay? Why do I spend so long? We at 50 minutes, y'all, and I just got through love. Now I have to zoom through the financial part of this. Okay, so let's pull out our financial cards for you, Aries. So, Spirit, let's take a look at finances and career for Aries. I'm so long-winded, y'all. All right. All righty. And so we have the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. And so with the Knight of Wands, I do feel like this retrograde brings in an end. If you've been having a difficult time when it comes to money or career or finances, this is going to conclude the difficulty. I feel like for whoever this is resonating with, Aries, you have held it down and you have walked through this difficult time very bravely. And now that the worst is over, this is like stability is ahead, okay? This card, the Nine of Wands, shows a lot of courage to stand in your position, even during hard times. You know, as we look at her, she has all of her wands lined up. It's like, if only there was the opportunity to do everything that was brewing in your heart, like you would do it, you know? And it's almost like there's been a waiting for an opportunity to be released to do it. And so it's almost like being restricted in some type of way, or feeling even blocked. But Spirit is saying not to release those desires and not to give up. Like the breakthrough that you're looking for is actually, it's near. So don't give up. And so this particular retrograde, when it comes to finances, could in fact be one that feels heavy. But on the other side of that, Spirit is saying if you hold out, it's going to be okay. Things are going to work out, okay? You will be released from whatever hardship you might be dealing with at this time, or you may have dealt with. Nines talk about like being right there at the end, right? Things are wrapping up. And so this retrograde brings in an ending for you. But let me look really quickly and clarify that. For you, this may in fact be ending something and starting something new, right? This may be something that you've been holding out for a while, waiting for your open door, your opportunity, right? And this retrograde may usher you into that opportunity. Some of you may have been waiting for something specifically, waiting for someone specifically when it comes to business. Let's see. I want to take a look and see what this is. We have the Six of Pentacles coming in with that energy of reciprocation, and then the Five of Wands. Yeah, so it feels like you've been waiting for something to take place. And it's that waiting is coming to an end during this retrograde. Waiting for some information. Yeah. That could possibly lend to financial increase. And so this might place you in a position to be able to be even a part of a larger community. I don't know if you are connected to some type of project or something. This has the connotation of waiting for some information to come to you, to be released, or to settle something. And that may, be something that will be coming in for you here during this retrograde time. And so Spirit may, in fact, have taken you this route specifically, because it's almost like when we teach kids how to work, for what they have, so they're not unappreciative. Like if we give them everything, they won't know what it means to actually work for it, and the value of it decreases when we give it to them. And so whatever this was, this process that you've been going through, or there could be something that will take place here that will actually have you understand that it happened this way, just so you will value it more. Spirit may have led you down this path of difficulty or hardship for a period, just so that you understand the value of what you have when you get it. Along with this is the need to stay balanced too. And if there is anyone, this almost has a little bit of competition in the background with the Five of Wands. Always is about competition. This may have allowed you to alleviate like any competition or any negative forces, right? Sometimes we can't be given what it is that we need because we are still possibly surrounded with the wrong people too. There's something about needing to understand the value, right? And not allowing the perception of wealth and abundance to be skewed here. And so the weight was around alignment and right timing. And so this may have you understand that, right? There may be, a greater understanding here that comes in during the retrograde. And you may, in fact, be released from a waiting of something to come in. I feel like that is going to come in for you. If you've been waiting on relief, if you've been waiting on some information that could, in fact, change how you are receiving and making money, and possibly even information on where to go to position yourself to make money, to receive wealth. I don't know if you felt like there is a little bit of unfairness here. The Nine of Wands can sometimes be considered as someone looking at things as being a little unfair. And so maybe there was something that you felt like should have been available to you. And so I really do feel like, though, it is going to allow you to move ahead. Whatever that was, this is an ending coming to it so that you can move forward, period. Okay? It's going to wrap up this season of difficulty for you, is what I'm reading here. And the Knight of Wands is possibly going to allow you to step out of your comfort zone and take a risk, right? Not be afraid to take a risk because of the energy that's showing up for you here. If you knew, Aries, that you could not fail or that you would not lose, what risks would you take on yourself? This is a good time to ask that, because that is, in fact, the energy that you're in. Unfailing energy. And so this may, in fact, be the perfect time to step out and, take some type of action that you've been waiting to take. This, when we talk about wands, we're talking about creativity. So if there is something that you've been desiring to create, this is you taking that opportunity to do it. The Knights are action oriented. We're not thinking about anything, especially with the wands, right? We're doing. So you may find yourself stepping out, just being really active during this retrograde, doing stuff that you may not have been ready or felt like you were ready to do a moment ago. Now you're doing it. Let's get some clarity on this. I mean, what could happen if you ask? They can only say yes or no. Spirit is saying do it. Go do it. Go ask. So let's see. I definitely feel you'll be taking lots of action during this retrograde when it comes to career and money and finances. Yep. So we have the Knight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles coming out here, clarifying the Knight of Wands. And the Four of Pentacles is really having this careful, cautious energy when it comes to ownership. So if you own a house or if you own some type of property, this is being wise with what you have, right? Now, when it comes to the wands, the Knight of Wands, the other aspect of the Knight of Wands is that they can be a little bit compulsive and spontaneous and move without really giving a lot of thought. But I feel like the risks that you're going to take are going to be safe risks, especially with this Four of Pentacles coming here. this means, yeah, there's lots of things that will come up during this time that you'll be moving on, but understand some of it is not going to be done as quickly as you want, and it shouldn't be, especially if you're talking about property, houses, taking out loans or second mortgages, things like that. Those are decisions that actually need a little bit more time and need a little bit more thought around those and to think it through a little bit more, okay? Even though you'll be doing it, right? Understand that it's not supposed to happen overnight because of the level of significance and the ramifications behind what it is that you're doing, especially as it pertains to some things like property or ownership, or talking about assets, moving things around like that. And so you may in fact be doing things like that, finding ways to find money in what it is that you have, right? But this is stuff that you probably will do well with slowing down, not jumping into it quickly, because then we have the Knight of Swords too. Though you will be ready to move very quickly because these ideas will probably be shooting off of your head like fire, this takes clarity and patience with the Knight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Swords is moving with integrity and insight and being fair, right? And even being willing to take up for those who may not be receiving justice. He has a sword. You can't see it, but it's almost like there's something coming off of the sword. We can imagine what he's done, right? It's almost like going to defend someone. Or just tackling things that get in the way that needs to be dealt with. And so he's definitely not impulsive. But there's a lot of clarity here on what needs to be done. And this is the energy of tackling it. And so this may be a time too where things pop up and things become apparent that has been needed to be dealt with or just handled. This may be a time where you get all kinds of energy to do things that's been waiting to be resolved. Yeah. But with care and with caution. The inspiration is there with the Knight of Wands, almost like an overnight, inspiration pops up with the Knight of Wands, but it's also moving with caution and care and discernment too. Okay. So you'll find encouragement and inspiration to do things that you possibly have been putting off for months and months, right? Or you possibly have just not seen a way to do it without ending up, on the bottom. Those ideas will come in. The inspiration around that will come in. And you'll be a little bit more willing to take risks to resolve those things, whatever they are, because you're feeling like you're in this really good energy right now. And you understand that whatever it is that you're doing is going to actually benefit you and turn out in a good space. But it's also using discernment, moving with integrity, moving with caution, being careful, and not just doing things spontaneously at the spur of the moment. It's giving weight to what you're doing too. The Page of Pentacles comes up in, let's see, what comes out there. I feel like this is Spirit just letting you know when it comes to finances, there may be lots of benefit to learn. I don't know if Spirit wants you to study and educate yourself about finances, about business, about even your health. Now, if you are someone that's planning to make business moves, of course you need to learn about finances. That's part of running a company. Of course you need to learn about business. That's part of running a company too. Huge mistakes that I've made, businesses, even though I love, I love the aesthetics part of business. I still have lots to learn about the business part, the numbers and the preparing, all of that stuff that happens on a foundational level. We see these beautiful businesses running and we think that it's just all, colors and, these ads and these pictures, and it's very superficial from the outside, but there's a lot of work that happens behind the scenes to legally equip yourself to have a business. And I had to learn that the hard way, of course, but there's very practical things that need to be studied and taken into consideration and taken seriously when it comes to finances and just business sense, right? And so Spirit may be advising you or guiding you to possibly take some classes if you're moving towards owning your own business, because the impact is releasing you from any hold, right, with this 9 of Wands that stood in the way. And then how you're going to actually manifest that is having that inspiration to go ahead and do it with this Knight of Wands. It's like, it's time. We're just going to do it and see what happens, but not just spontaneously or carelessly. There's a level of the Knight of Swords having clarity and the Four of Pentacles using caution too. And then Spirit says, now, if we're going to do this, we got to do it right, Aries. And so what I'm going to need you to do is look into, educating yourself, being a little bit more knowledgeable in what we're about to do and what we are stepping into and doing. Be curious about all aspects of what it is that you are wanting to do, and be open to exploration and research with these interests, and be willing to be in it for like hours on end, right? And so this is in the advice here. Spirit is telling you to don't just do something half-heartedly, but do it right. Educate yourself, find out what's necessary. Find out what you need to do to even start this, to build a strong foundation for whatever this is that you'll be stepping into here. I almost get the sense like that there's some business or something that will be opening up that requires for you to understand money, for you to understand business, right? And then I can't negate the Pentacles talking about health, the physical aspect too, because we can't run a business if we're like not in good health. It takes a lot of energy to run a business. So Spirit is also probably tapping us into, finding out about where we are health-wise too. Make sure you're keeping up with your physical health as well, because the Page of Pentacles brings up questions around jobs, around career. And when this card pops up, it's the beginning of something that's going to lead to money or some kind of study, right? Internship or something like that. And I feel like this is pointing to someone who has some type of gifting around knowledge or intelligence or ambition, right? Around money. or this industry that you are thinking about here. And so Spirit is saying we're going to do due diligence to this. We're not going to step into it half-heartedly or half-cocked, but we're going to be knowledgeable about what's required here, okay? Yep. And so it's clarified by the Seven of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. And then we're going to end it here because I think I've held you all long enough, an hour and 15 minutes. And so the Seven of Cups, this is letting you know the need to be, what is the word I want to use? So if you're someone who is, and I know we all have gone through this process, we're looking for people to lead us, when in fact we really do need to take the initiative to lead ourselves. We're looking for someone to follow and to show us the way, when Spirit is actually saying, you create the way. You are the creator. And so this Seven of Cups on the shadow side is being careful of who you invite in to allow this path, to allow to show you a path. It's being choosy, in fact. But this card talks about determination. It talks about desire. It talks about strength and will, right? To win or to accomplish something, right? That you love. And so sometimes we can get so excited about winning and accomplishing that we're willing to, do anything. Sometimes it's shortcuts. Sometimes it is inviting people in. Well, what if that person comes in and skews you off the path that was in your vision? So be careful along this path. Spirit is saying, be choosy with who you let in and who you invite in. The Two of Serpents is really the Two of Pentacles. And this is talking about when you get to that point of being successful, or if you're there already and you are full and overflowing and you're well in your body, but understanding, yes, you have it, but there's also going to be a measure of energy to keep it, right? The amount of energy that it took to get there is going to be that much and more to maintain it. So Spirit is really wanting you not to be naive about what this is. This takes a lot of balance in your energy and really balancing your resources and keeping your business affairs in order as well. Spirit wants you to keep your eyes on your finances right now and not to overspend right now either, or overreach on what it is that you need. Be very practical right now. And then last but not least, we have the beautiful Queen of Wands, right? Showing up in your own energy, Aries, again. Now, the Queen of Wands is very much that leader. She is that, she's that BI. And she's very, high sense of integrity, very noble. She knows who she is, very determined, and she's very humble, like she's open to inviting other people in. She's the one who helps people, and shares options with others, especially as she realizes we're all on the same path. So she's the one that's going to reach back and help someone up. And so this may, in fact, because she's pointing to it, possibly some type of guide, spiritual or otherwise, who's very loved and very appreciated, who's able to walk with you on this path, right? And someone who will be consistently supportive during this journey. So Spirit may be pointing you to someone. Okay, on one hand, Spirit could be pointing you to someone with these qualities, very high integrous, very gracious, very open and sharing, very generous, very trustworthy. Or if Spirit is not pointing you to this type of person to help guide you, someone who knows, the Queen of Wands has been there. She's done that. She's mastered the path. She's mastered it. But if Spirit is not pointing you to this person, Spirit is telling you, you are this person. Okay, be this person. Be trustworthy. As you learn the ropes, be willing to open up and share with others. Wherever you've come this far, we all have something to offer right where we are. Be that person for someone else. Okay? And so that's what I have for you as it pertains to finances. Yeah. All right, so that is for you, Aries. Thank you so much for stopping by. When it comes to your career and finances, hard times is over. It's time to move on, right, to success, to the next part of your path. It's time to allow yourself to take chances on yourself and trust yourself. It's time to increase in knowledge and wealth and to move forward, basically. For some of you, you could be starting your own business, starting your own company, or starting something new that you've always wanted to do. And Spirit is completely supportive. The energy is completely supportive. All you have to do is be educated about what it is that you want to do. Okay? And be willing. All right, that's for you, Aries. Thank you for stopping by. Till next time, it has been Blood Moon Oracle coming to you with the energies coming in around love and career during this Mars retrograde. Okay, for Aries. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you have not, and we'll see you next time, Aries. Bye.